to another edition of the Blacktop podcast, man. We talking hoops, all aspects of basketball, from the women's to the pros, from the amateurs, man, and to the international players. And today we got an action-packed show for you. A lot of news, a lot of notes going on, particularly in the NBA, in the WNBA. Of course, college basketball season still a few months away, but you know the prospects is still everybody's still getting things together on that note. But like I always like to do, man, I gotta check in with the people. How do the people feel? How does the panel feel? Check in with my two co-hosts, man. We got my main man, Man Cave, aka S God, in the building, and of course, man, my big bro, Mr. Coach Ed Gladney from Coach Ed's Amazing World of Sports. Just got done with his show. Was nice enough to join in and hop over here, man, with your boy, Unpopular Opinion Sports. But, Coach Cave, how y'all doing, man? Y'all ready to talk some hoops? What's good with y'all?
You know, it is Friday night. Friday night. That's what it's about, bro.
Friday night, about to get dunked on.
You know,
Yeah, man.
lots of basketball, man.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
It's a lot going on in the NBA and the WNBA. But I want to talk about free agency. Now that's the kind of the most recent thing that everybody's talking about, for the main part. And the big news or the latest news was the Buddy Hield trade from the Sixers going to the Golden State Warriors. Of course, Klay Thompson is now in Dallas, and the Warriors were looking to pick up the pieces a little bit here with this Buddy Hield deal here. Now, what does this mean for Golden State? There's rumors that they're targeting Lauri Markkanen as well. So the Warriors are not out of it yet, because I was one that damn sure left them for dead after that Klay Thompson situation there. Just because, man, I understand the value and the veteran presence that Klay Thompson brings, as well as the ability to hit a clutch 3-point shot. Defensively, I know he's not the same player, but what does Buddy Hield bring? What does Buddy Hield? I'm not a huge fan of Buddy Hield, but y'all talk to me, man. What does this deal mean for the Warriors and for the 76ers, in your opinion? I'm gonna start off with Cave, man. What's good with you, bro?
It's good, bro.
Tap in.
Yeah, I think this deal for the Warriors, man, is another shooter. You know what I'm saying? They got to replace Clay. You know what I'm saying? Buddy is not. I mean, he's a good shooter. I mean, but he's not the clutch like Klay Thompson. But you know what I'm saying? He's going to do for right now. You know what I'm saying? What's up, G Money? So, like I say, for right now, he'll do, you know what I'm saying, for the Warriors, but they really want to get the Lauri Markkanen, but I don't know if they have enough ammunition to get him because, we are talking about Danny Ainge, and for Lauri Markkanen, he's going to want, like, first-round draft picks, and I don't know if the Warriors got, like, 4 or 5 first-round picks to give, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, and if they don't get Lauri Markkanen, I just don't see their team really doing too much, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough for him. It's gonna be tough for him in that Western Conference, regardless of if they get marketing or not, man. But just replacing uh, Klay
Like,
Thompson with Buddy Hield, I don't know if that does it for me, to be honest with you, man. But Coach, man, what's your thoughts on this move for the Golden State Warriors?
What Buddy Hield are you going to get? Are you going to get the one where that Philly who didn't play him for most of their series against the Knicks, and then eventually when they put him in, he started going off?
Yeah.
Or are you going to get the one that a lot of Sixer fans were saying that he's not a good player? I mean, he's not. Even though Clay is not the elite defender he once was, Buddy Hield is not even his caliber as a marginal defender. So you're not getting that there. You're pretty much just you're getting a streaky shooter, and that's really what you're getting out of him. So, how does that help Steph and the rest of those guys, Wiggins and Kuminga? Does he help their offense? So it's to be determined, basically. So
Yeah, I kind of feel that same way too. it's a wait and see approach because I want to see what else they do before we put them back up in that top part of the Western Conference. Because right now, I don't even see them making it in the playoffs. And with the current constructed roster that they got right now, it's just sometimes your time has ran its course. And I'm looking at the Oklahoma City Thunder. I'm looking at the Wolves now. Now the Mavericks, need to be the Denver Nuggets are always going to have to be dealt with. So, I mean, you have other teams as well, running down going down the list. But for Golden State, it just feels to me like they just trying to make a scramble move here, man, because they did that sign and trade deal with Dallas. Now, in other news, of course, we got the Mikal Bridges trade being finalized. The Nets end up getting Shake Milton on a 3-year, $9 million deal, something like that. Not
partial. Isn't it a partial guarantee?
I think
yeah,
the
something
first
like
year is
that.
definitely guaranteed. The first year is
Yeah,
definitely.
that's what I thought. Yeah, partial. Okay.
But could the Nets have gotten more? That's kind of the question I wanna ask. Was this enough for what they got from Mikal Bridges, what they sent in the trade, and the so-called pick projections? Was it enough? Did they get enough? Could they have gotten more? Could McBride have been involved in the deal?
Here's the thing, NYG.
Could they
It's
made
all
that
about
stipulation?
it's
Go
all
ahead.
about the money. Remember, according to this trade now, because it's about that CBA and the Knicks getting to the second cap. Um, Technically, they say that the Knicks
So
are
Tommy,
bringing in less money, so that's what it's about. And it was going to be about that. Ultimately, you know, I understand how a lot of Nets fans wanted McBride. That was their whole point. They wanted McBride, but in terms of trying to because what happens if the Knicks said, well, then you know what, let's cancel the trade and let's send everything back. Both teams would have back. Both teams,
yeah,
not the
no,
Knicks.
I agree. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
so
L for both squads. I would
it's a
totally agree with
matter
that.
of what, sometimes you just gotta back down just a touch and take what you can get. So and that's why, because I've seen a lot of Nets who they're claiming the Nets won, and they milk the Knicks and so on and so forth. And but again, it's about the CBA, and that's what I don't, we as fans, we don't get into that, and I get it. But if you take it from their perspective, both organizations, business wise, that's what they're going to look at. What can we do? And this new CBA, I'm telling you, as far as a Knicks fan, we've already experienced it. And more teams are going to start to see how impactful this CBA really is. And it forces you to do business. So, you know, um, you know, to me, it just like we were talking about the previously. This is a wait and see on for both teams, because right now I say it's good for both teams because both teams pretty much got what they wanted in a sense, but it's still a wait and see.
Yeah, Cave, man, what's your thoughts on this? Adding Shake Milton. Tell me a little bit about the player because I don't. It didn't
So
really move the needle for me. Like I was like, who?
yeah,
Shake who?
I was so freaking happy when that happened, man. When they put Shake Milton in the deal, I was like, man, y'all
What
got a
was
good
that?
one. That was like tongue in cheek, right? He's like,
Mhm.
but I mean, but he's one of those guys, like, saying, played on the Sixers. I thought he
Mhm.
played at Nets before, but he didn't. But he played on the Sixers. He's just like to me, he's a journeyman and stuff like that. He's a little backcourt guy, you know what I'm saying, here and there with the shooting guard position, not really a point guard. So even though some people want him to can't say he could play point guard, I don't really see it too much. But to me, he was just
And that's what we need, a point guard. You
right.
know what I'm saying? We see.
He was just a filler. He was just a filler for the deal, just to make the deal happen. like I said, me at the first when I first heard of the deal, I wasn't too happy about it because I felt we gave up a lot. But then as time went on, so I was like, you know what were we gonna do with the picks? Because everybody else was getting locked down and going other places anyway. So it's like you might as well just give it up. Like I said, at the end of the day, it helped both teams out. You know what I'm saying? Because as Nets fans, you know what I'm saying, it's like we gave you the picks. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gave us the player because if we didn't, who knows? Y'all might have got to deal with somebody else. I don't know. But hey, it helps you get back into the next couple of drafts, which is going to be spectacular. You know what I'm saying? So that really helped you guys out a lot. You know what I'm saying? And hey, man, at the end of the day, it was just like it just helped out both teams, and it was good for both teams. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, if Deuce is going to be in the deal, I wasn't going to be too thrilled with it. You know what I'm saying? But when they threw Shake Milton in there, I said, "Thank God." I said, "Thank Lord." You know what I'm saying? So
It was it was a relief.
yeah, it was
It
a
was
relief.
it was a relief. Yeah, and that's the thing. It shouldn't have been a relief.
Mhm.
They should have asked for more. I think they could have gotten more out of the Knicks in this deal, but again, I'm still satisfied with the trade. It needed to happen for both teams for obvious reasons, and we'll see down the line what these picks shake out to be and what Shake Milton shakes out to be.
I mean,
See what I did there?
and you got your boy back too. You know what I'm saying? You got Bogdanovich back because he used to be on your Nets, right?
Yeah, but he's probably out of here. Yeah, he's gonna be a.
You
He's
also
gonna
got
be a
your you also got
trade
your
piece.
second round draft pick, second round draft pick, because we had your second round. So no, did we have a? So,
I mean,
I think
both teams gave up. Both teams gave up a second
yeah.
round. It was
Yeah,
really a
yeah,
wash.
yeah.
So
We sent you guys a second.
but you're
So.
getting based on projections. That second round
Keith,
is going to be
what's going
higher.
on?
So
Hey, thanks for tapping in with us.
so
Um,
I mean, again, I understand what you're saying. You feel you could have gotten more. To me, it's
mhm,
like how much more. The Knicks were not giving you. They weren't giving you. They
Yep.
weren't giving up Deuce. So in all, it would have came down to a stare down. And I think if what you call Rose would have said, okay, well just send us back our draft picks, then the Nets would have really been in a panic. So because then you're taking 2025, all those other picks back, and then you're back to square one where you guys were trying to get away from, where you're trying to rebuild. I get it. And you rebuild in all sports, you rebuild through the draft first and foremost.
mhm,
And
absolutely, I
draft
agree.
and develop. So and this coach is supposed to be a good developer. So
Mhm,
to do that, it would the Knicks. Okay, if we didn't get them, there's other things you could have done. It would not have them. It would have put them down a little bit, but it wouldn't take them out of they're out of the playoffs. It just means they weren't in the top four. They probably would have been four in the East, maybe 4 or 5, because Orlando is the sneaky one right there. So
mhm.
especially with the signing of Wagner today with that big contract. So
Yeah, I seen that
5 years, 270.
Wagner
Mm-hmm.
Man, yep.
224 extension.
Mm-hmm.
So the Magic again, bringing in Caldwell Pope,
Mm-hmm.
so they
They're
they they've
sneaky.
they're starting to add around Pablo Bancaro.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Which is again a player they drafted
Mm-hmm.
that they're going to be building around. You know,
Which is
and
what you guys are doing.
that's what the Nets have to do too. The Nets are
Mm-hmm.
going to be in the running for Flag or Bailey or Harper or one of the top. I feel like top 3 players more than likely in this. Um, this is the year of Cam Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's the year of Daniel
Yeah,
Jones. It's
it's
also the
gonna.
year of Cam Thomas. It's
But
the
if
year of Cam Thomas.
Cam Thomas be playing so well and give the Nets a lot of wins, they might decide to trade him. So you heard our draft stats.
Man, look, Cam Thomas is a net, man. I
Yeah,
talked about these. I talked about this with Breezy and Leaf and the
Yeah.
guys over there. The Brooklyn Nets are now have players that want to play for the team. You have Nick Claxton and Cam Thomas. That's why they're there, because they want to be there. They want to play
Mm-hmm.
for the team. You cannot. The dangerous thing about bringing in free agents is, and you have to put yourself in the player's mindset, because when you're bringing in, when you're drafting a player, guess what? As a player, you picked me. Brooklyn Nets picked me. Other teams passed on me. This team picked me. Now, okay, cool. I'm going to give this team the first chance to do right. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be a sense of loyalty there for most players. Not all, but most players that were drafted by that particular team. I've heard multiple players say this. You know what I'm saying? Now, sometimes the team gets in the way and they're just, they don't want to give the players what they're worth. But you always got that loyalty to the team that drafted you. With a free agent, especially in the NBA, they're going to get paid first and foremost. When they go sign with another team that didn't draft them, they're going there to get paid. They can talk all that, yeah, we're going to win. They're going there to get paid first and foremost. When you're a draft pick, you got to prove your worth in order to get that paycheck. So you're going to be more loyal. You're going to grind harder. You're going to work harder, and you're going to do the things necessary, man, to establish yourself. So that's why I'm such a component of drafting well. You gotta draft well, because I see it too many times, especially with teams in the New York area. They go out and they get these high price and high prize free agents, and they come here and they stink. And people are like, well, why every time a player comes here? They say because you're paying them a lot of money, but you're paying for past necessarily as opposed to future. You're paying these players. The players in free agency are getting paid what they've done before. You know what I'm saying? They're getting paid on their past accolades, not on what they're doing necessarily in the future. When you draft a player, you're drafting that player for future, for what they're gonna do in the future. You see what I'm saying? That's why when you're building, you're always building through the draft.
Well, that's all I was going to say. It looked like it's changing the landscape as far as paying those. It looked like teams are now paying their own players than the free agents. Because you look at the Wagner deal, you look at the Scotty Barnes, the Cade Cunningham. They paying all these guys like $220-something million, and these guys, to tell you the truth, they really haven't proven anything yet. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And so when you're paying a guy like that, then when there's another player on your team is young and he's about to get paid, you're gonna pay him another $200 or $300 million. You see what I'm saying? It's like on the Magic side, Carroll should be getting the $200-something million, not Wagner. But hey, you see what I'm saying? And then also, talk about the Nets with Mikal Bridges. I know some people say like Mikal didn't want to be there and also, but you have to understand he got traded to the team. He didn't come there as a free agent, or he didn't get drafted. When you get traded, you get traded.
That's even worse. Yeah.
But you get traded against your will. Now if you got picked by the team, or you came as a free agent and then you say you want to go to nothing, see that now that's not good. But if you got traded, I can understand if you really didn't want to be there. You know what I'm saying? So I don't slide him for that. You know what I'm saying? But I feel But when he is on your team, you feel bad about that because you want guys who want to be on your team.
It ain't just Mikal, man, Cave. It's a lot of these guys, man. It's a lot of these guys that either come in trades, like you said. I like the way you put it, because in the trades you don't have a choice a lot of times. Right. Even though a lot of times in the NBA they kind of forced the trade.
Or you're not like James Harden, you're right.
But that was Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant had his choice pretty much, but Mikal didn't, and that's why unfortunately for him, it didn't work out in Brooklyn. But again, still, you're getting paid to perform. It's like there has to be a thing in professionalism. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to be professional about these things a lot of times. Yeah, I've worked places where I don't want to be there, but I get up and go to work. You know what I'm saying? Because I made a deal to come here to make money to do a job. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you have to look at it. And a lot of players can do that, but it seems to me like there's more of a trend where players don't want to honor that per se. They want to pick and choose what to do when they want to do it, even though you're under contract. The time to sign with another team is when you become a free agent. You know what I'm saying? That's the time to do pick where you want to go, like you said. But not when you get traded. And I'm not speaking particularly about Bridges. I'm just talking about the NBA in general. This is a problem to me. I've spoken on this many a times. You know, the power of the players in the NBA. It could be a good thing and it could be a bad thing at the same time. And I'm seeing both. But go ahead, you got it.
And then, like I said, in trades, man, you look at it, it's like the total opposite side of the coin. Like Mikal, you go from a playoff team to a rebuilding team, and then you look at Gafford in Washington. He's been playing on some bad Washington teams. And then also he wakes up the next morning, he's in Dallas. He on a playoff team. It's like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? He's happy. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's both sides of the coin is going to happen. You know what I'm saying? It's like one minute
winning does matter, but who grinds with you through the losing years? It's the players you draft. It's not the free agents. They want to leave as soon as they get a whiff of some losing, like Mikal did. It was all good. Brooklyn Bridges and all this. The first half year he was here, wasn't it? So now, as soon as you get a whiff of some losing, now you're ready to dip the hell out. See what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but then again, like I said, Mikal came from Phoenix when he was on a perennial playoff team when he was there. Then he goes to Brooklyn, got traded for Durant, and he knew coming there it was like you go into a team where it's rebuilding again because they just got rid of Durant and Kyrie. You know what I'm saying? Now it'd be different if he had went there when Durant and Kyrie's there. You see, that's different. Then he knows he's going to a winning situation. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, that's.
So let me ask you this, NYG, are you saying that Bridges did not want to be there from day one, or things changed as they went along and his feelings for the team changed?
I think a lot. It seemed to me like things started to shift a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because from everything that I was gathering, like it was all good when he first got there. You know, they were doing well. He was thriving, you know, averaging 26 something points a game, all that. It was all good. He was named the face of the franchise pretty much, and people was all talking about building around Bridges. And he embraced that. You know what I'm saying? He embraced that and went on the media and out in the media, you know. He used Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? He used Brooklyn to build whatever he was trying to get with the Knicks. And I think that started to happen, I think, in the second season. You know what I'm saying? I think he realized that he would rather, because you got to remember, now the Knicks are winning. So he's looking over there, the Nets are losing. They're winning. Your buddies are over there. So that's when I think shit changed. That's just my opinion.
But then you also have to think, too, though. I mean, because when he came to the Nets, though, when you come to a rebuilding team, you got to look around and see if they're going to put some pieces around you. Like, let's say DeJounte Murray's available, but the Nets had no draft picks. They had no assets. Had they had a bunch of assets, he'd be like, okay, we could get in DeJounte Murray, and they'll go get him. And see, he could be like, okay, I think they're trying to build a winner. But if you have no assets and you be like, I don't know what this team is doing, what you know, where they're going. You know what I'm saying? He's like, I don't think they want to win. They want to rebuild and keep rebuilding. I don't think you want to be a part of that. You know what I'm saying? Coming from Phoenix, you know, he's used to winning.
Why would you not want to be a part of that if they're rebuilding around you? Like, that was the plan. You see what I'm saying?
Because you're a competitor. I get what you're saying. It's building around you, but as a competitor, you just want to win. And I get what you're saying.
And the competitive nature in me would say, hey, I want to win when I'm the man on the team.
No, I get what you're saying. Yes. But what I'm saying is, if you came here and it was good, and then things start to change, and you would just want to win. I get what you're saying. Yes, you want to be the man, but the first thing is, more than being the man, is you want to win, because it's about getting championships, because that goes to your legacy. If you're going to say, am I the man and I'm building this team up, or I'm going to be on a winning championship team and I get 3 or 4 rings, I'm sorry. You know what? My ego wants to be the man, but I want championships more than I want to be the man. I'm sorry. That's me.
Yeah. After one season. Right. So
no, but I get what you're saying.
Season. And that's my thing. He by accounts, I mean, rumors. We know. Nobody knows. They apparently he asked for the trade is why it happened. But enough of the Mikal Bridges. I'm done with him, to be honest with you. When the Thunder and rebuild, they care much about wins, right? And see, but you gotta have players that can rebuild with you. You can't have these players as soon as they go through a season of losing, and you know what the aspect of the team is, you axe out, you want out of there, and that's the difference between bringing in players either via trade or bringing in players via free agency as opposed to drafting players. Because when you draft players, guess what? They're drafted, they're under a 4-year, 5-year contract, whatever it is, and they have to play for you. You know what I'm saying? And those are the players that are going to grind out through the losing seasons until you find those 1 or 2 players that you could really build your roster around. Then you start to figure out, okay, now I want to make this trade, or now I want to start to kind of like where Houston's at, sort of, kind of like where Orlando's at, sort of. You got to get to a point. You gotta survive those years, and you need players to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you something, because you just said something that's very intriguing. All right, because you said you want the players that are going to be there to grind around. You know, when you're in a downtrodden situation, but then you said, but then you. Please, my interpretation means that
you went out for a minute. I lost you for a minute.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
can you hear me now?
Mm-hmm.
When you're building, when you're down with whoever's there, but now you're building around 2 players now. That my interpretation by saying that means that, okay, you're going to build around those 2, but everyone else now you're going to get rid of, because you said about trades. So earlier you said that.
I'm not saying getting rid of everybody else. No, I'm saying that now you start to supplement the roster. You know what I'm saying?
You still,
but you have to identify the core pieces. You don't have no core now. That's the point I'm trying to make.
With the Nets, I get what you're going with the Nets. What I was really saying,
or with any team, yeah.
Because you said earlier, Bridges used the Nets, and what I was getting at is everybody uses each other. Period. Teams use players, just like you're saying. Players are pawns. I'm sorry, they are. Some have the power to request based on your contract and your position within the league. But players are pawns. Players get traded out no matter who it is. Some are fillers thrown in, whatever the case may be. And if you're a player that, it's like LeBron James with his son. He has that power, that cachet. So he's using his position. I just see things different. That's why I look at the business side first. I mean, and even with the Knicks, I mean, I get invested with the Knicks. I get passionate with the Knicks.
Coach, I understand all that, like with the business and everything like that. I'm from the old school. Like, I like players with integrity. Like, you know what I'm saying? If deep down in your heart, you don't want to be in Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? But you're putting on a persona like you're down with the team and this is where you really want to be until shit hits the fan. It's just a soft mentality. I don't like it. That's just me though. You know what I'm saying? I understand a business is a business, and it was a smart business move to get somebody out of there that doesn't want to play for your franchise. That is a smart move. Finally, the Nets did something right. But again, it doesn't mean I have to like or respect the way Mikal Bridges acted.
I'm not saying that. But what I'm getting at is, doesn't it go both ways? Like, if your team jerked the player around and then traded him,
it does go both ways. Yeah.
Yeah. So are you going to?
And Sean Marks is not been a good GM. I know that.
But that's another thing I was just about to bring up. I mean, he doesn't trust the front office, and then you look at when he got there, he had a different coach.
Look, you guys are gonna make excuse for Bridges because he's
no.
That's what you guys are doing. I think he's a sucker. That's what I think, and I'm telling you why.
What we're saying is, gets to a team, and then they don't even they fired Jacques Vaughn, they get rid of another coach and all stuff. That's not
Cam Thomas didn't ask out. Nick Claxton didn't ask out. Why was it Bridges? Cam Johnson didn't even do that, and he came in and trade with Bridges. You see what I'm saying?
But that's not everybody.
He's a sucker. Exactly.
I get you.
He's
I get what you're saying. I understand what you're saying and where you're coming from. I guess with me, I don't look at players like that. That's where I am, and I get it. That's where my fandom is so much different, and It's my unpopular opinion.
And you got a right to that. You damn right. Hit that like button.
So, but and I respect where you're coming from, and how you feel about the player. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. And I get it. That's how you're. And then, to be honest with you, you're
Cam
protecting
Thomas
your
actually
team.
does have the cachet to demand a trade. He's one of the best young players in the league right now.
Yeah, he's in demand.
Teams
Trust
would
me,
love to
yes,
get
they
there
will.
on Cam Thomas. So yeah.
So, but ultimately, what I'm saying is, NYG, you're protecting your team. So, and I respect that with what you're saying. But I just look at it differently. That's all.
Yeah, that's cool, man. We can move on, but where I want to go next. Let's talk about this U.S. basketball team. U.S. basketball team. The men's.
Oh, you say U.S. I'm sorry. Never mind. You say U.S.
USA. Yeah,
I thought you were going to talk about Slovenia and Greece. So, because I'm amped up for that. I'm sorry. I'm literally trying to find out where they're going to show that game at. But go ahead, U.S. basketball. Let's talk about that.
Yeah. Let's screen share with the rosters. Coach was nice enough to drop those in.
You also got the 3-on-3 in there too, so don't forget that.
Yeah. That's why I'm gonna screen share it. So.
And we better come home with gold with all three of them. I don't want to hear no silver with one of them or bronze or whatever. Nah, man. I don't care if all four. The women's two and the women's two.
Let me get the site up there.
Men's and the women.
All right. We're gonna go through this. Let me see.
Tyrese Halliburton.
Off there.
Mr. Wannabe Wrestler.
All right, so we'll go through the
scroll up.
We'll go through the men's real quick.
Yes,
and
Jason
right there.
Right here, yeah. So, Bam got Bam Adebayo, Devin Booker, Steph, Anthony, Davis,
yes.
Kevin Durant's punk ass, Anthony Edwards, Joel Embiid, Tyrese fake Reggie Miller Halliburton.
yes, great one.
Drew Holiday, LeBron James's old ass, Kawhi Leonard, and then Jason Tatum.
Kawhi Infirmary Leonard.
Yeah. He's another shit.
Mr. Snap Cracker. Where's the milks? Because he's Snap Crackle and Pop.
Yeah. But
good one.
I don't have the rosters for the other squads in the Olympics, but what y'all think of this team right here, man? And what's the expectation for this team on paper?
Gold. It's just plain and simple. It's nothing else. It's gold. What I just say, the women, and the both 3x3s is all gold. I won't hear nothing else. Gold. So
I'm gonna tell you right now, Embiid and Kawhi Leonard ain't gonna be playing too much in this stuff, man. They're gonna be out for missing games, low management.
That's what I'm saying. Who's gonna make it through? You got Anthony Davis, who looks at the court and gets hurt. You know what I'm saying? You got Kawhi Leonard, who falls over a feather and gets hurt. You got Kevin Durant, another frail figure. You know what I'm saying? Like, how are these guys going? Then LeBron James is old ass. Like, how? I don't know, man. I don't know if they're gonna make it. Like you said.
When you look at the international, I know I get it. I will say this though.
I'm just like my team, of course.
I'm talking about because like Slovenia and Greece are playing each other right now. My understanding, the loser is out. So then we're going to lose either Giannis or you're going to lose what's his name
Luka.
Thank you. So when you look at it in terms of the superstar status for each of those teams, it's like, okay, well, you don't have to face ultimately one of them. I was trying to see about Spain, and back in the days you had the Gasol brothers all on Spain. And, Fernandez, and they were formidable, but now it's like, I think Italy's
got SGA and Jamal Murray, so they might be a problem
and I think
too.
They're the ones that I would say, you would have to be concerned with.
They scrimmaged them July 10th, y'all. So
Oh, good.
That's the first exhibition game, U.S. basketball exhibition game,
There we
July
go. So
10th,
I want to see that. I'm gonna.
at Canada.
That's in 5 days. Thank you.
Yeah.
So there we go. So we're gonna get a little taste. So I'm excited for that now. So, but if I'm looking at the international, I'm sitting here. I'm trying to think. Other than Canada, who honestly do you think? Slovenia and Greece. Now, if it's Greece, maybe, but then again, Slovenia is all about Luka.
Mm-hmm.
Greece. He's a Greek freak, but supposedly his brothers are good internationally. Thanasis,
Ooh, the
bum ass.
Nasties.
Yeah, the nasty is more like it. So so that video they had on him was comical, where he was like, give me the ball," and he screwed the
Oh, you
pooch,
talking about
bro.
the 10 per second half court?
Yeah,
Bro,
exactly.
I'm not a hater, Tommy. I say this about all players that force their way out of situations. You know what I'm saying? Because when I sign a contract for a job, I don't get to change the job in the middle of it. You honor your contract. At some point, you know what I'm saying? These players, and it's not like you've been in a situation like Dame Lillard where you just been on a team that's been losing for years and years and years, and you stay loyal, and then finally you're like, fuck it. They're not trying to do shit. We're talking about players that's 1-2 years in, and they're like, no, I don't like that, bro. So you can say I'm hating on Bridges. I could give a shit less right now about Mikal Bridges. I don't like when players. I said this about Kevin Durant. I'm consistent, bro. Trust me. It ain't just about Bridges. He ain't all that anyway. So stop it. But go ahead. Let's look at the women's. So we talked about the men's real quick. Let's look at the women's.
Women's
That's
is tough,
star
man.
studded. That's
That women's team is
Chelsea
tough.
Gray, Brittany Griner, Sabrina Nescu,
Kaya got
Kelsey
hurt yesterday.
Plum, Brianna
Hurt.
Yeah,
Taurasi,
Nefrisa got hurt yesterday.
Aja Wilson, Alyssa
Chelsea is coming
Thomas,
back. Chelsea is coming back from
Frankie
injury,
Young.
so she's working her way
A lot of
back. But
aces on there. That's goddamn.
yeah, they got four
starting
aces
five, ain't
on
it?
there. They got four aces. They got three
That's the whole
three from
start
the.
five.
Yeah,
No, they
it
only got
is.
four. It's
That's
four.
still
One,
close
two,
enough. That's
oh,
close
four.
enough.
It's
Four,
four
yeah,
aces. It's three from the Mercury, two from New York, and I
Right.
think everybody else is one each.
Yeah.
So, but
So
I
yeah,
mean, when you look at the talent, it's
star-studded.
hard to argue that though. It's just like when people were talking about Caitlin Clark, and I always say the same thing.
Who
Well,
you
if you're
gonna
going to
take off?
put her on, who are you taking off? Everybody's talking about, I'll take off Sabrina Ionescu. Okay.
But if you take Sabrina off, then the next up is Arika. And Arika is bad as hell. Arika Gumwale.
But that's my point. When you sit
What's
down and you
good,
look at it, what's up,
Tudo?
Tudo? When you look
Appreciate you, bro.
who's not there, it's like, yo, there. I can make a hard argument because she's not even on the All Star team in Izzy Megababor from Seattle. That
Yes.
girl is a baller as a low post, but she could take you out to the three. She's the leading defensive player of the year candidate right now. So it's like the W is flush with talent. That's why when you say you got the national team, but now they're going to play the All-Star team, and when you go through the All-Star team, it's like, yo, that All-Star team can go and win gold internationally too. And it's like that's why right now the women's game is just so beautiful right now because it's so much star-studded talent there, and it's just for me it's gonna continue to grow, and that's why I can't wait for the when they play the national the All Stars because that's probably going to be the biggest test. And then you got all the storylines. I mean, hell, you got Jonquel Jones who's on the All Star team going up against her teammate. You got Nafisa Carla going up against Kayla McBride, her teammate. You got Alyssa Thomas going up against her.
We're gonna get into the All Star selections here in just a second, Coach. But I want to talk about this NBA U.S. basketball team because we have a lot of these international teams ain't no joke. Like the international game has stepped up from since the days back, when I grew up, when you had the Dream Team, where they was just unstoppable. It wasn't a competition. Now it's a legit competition. That's what I'm saying.
For the men's, yes.
For the
For the
men's,
women's,
for the women's, maybe not as much. Yeah,
yeah.
Right.
And that's my point with the women.
but
The
but with
men, yes.
but that's what I'm saying. So what is the legit expectation here?
Championship, bro. It's still
Championship.
gold. It's still
Championship.
gold. The expectation. You're saying what is the expectation? The expectation is for the USA to sweep gold.
Sweet.
Plain and simple, sweep gold. That's the expectation.
I'm with you on that. But I'm saying there are now, coach. We had talked about some of these other teams, some of these national teams. Who would you think is the biggest threat to the women per se? Because I don't know a lot of their international players that well. So
I have to look at Australia and see what they're doing with Australia, because usually Australia, there's plenty of Australian players in the league. Heck, the Liberty's head coach is Australian. So it's flush with Australian players throughout the history. They've always been the biggest challenge to the United States. I'm trying to think. I would have said Russia, but because of what happened with Brittany Griner, there are a lot of Americans who had dual citizenship over there that are not going to touch Russia now. So I'm trying to think. Could it be Canada, or because Canada does have some players up there, even in the women's game. But I mean, I'm gonna stick with Australia right now. I just have to stick with Australia because I don't know anyone else who I would consider. I'm concerned with. I'm not concerned with any of them.
Yeah.
That's
what about the men's? Who do y'all think is the biggest threat in the men's?
Canada.
To the men's.
Canada.
I think Canada's like because you got a lot of NBA players on Canada and stuff like that compared to other teams. Like Greece only got like Giannis really, and just one or two players. And that's
Germany. Don't forget. I got to see if the Wagner brothers are playing. They do have some talent over there. Shout out to the homeland. So I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So I'm trying. I can't say England. Oh,
what
France.
About,
France. We're forgetting France.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
France. Man, they get
all
a lot
these
of
French players coming in now.
Yeah, it's French, and you got Wemby. I know Tommy's gonna call him Wemby your mama, whatever he calls him.
Who's your mama?
Rudy Gobert.
Yeah, Gobert, Wemby. I think is Oubre French. But you have Batum. I mean, you do have French players.
What
over
about like Jokic and them? What is their?
Jokic, that's Serbia.
That's Serbia.
Jokic, and then Luka. Is he the same?
Luka's
Slovenia. And then
KP is Lithuania. But I don't see that.
KP's hurt, so you don't count him right now. Let me see basketball team. Because I just had the breakdown of the finals that are playing this weekend. Where is it? I lost it. Damn it, I lost it. I can't believe it.
Yeah, there it is. Victor, who's your mama?
Yeah, who's your mama?
The thing about the women's game. They're gonna have a lot of healthy players. The men's is the one you got to worry about because you're gonna have guys being on load management. Back-to-back games.
Yeah, because they got to go back into the season too. You got to remember. You got to think about that.
Canada just made their first cuts.
That's why I was surprised. Like Kawhi even wanted to be on the team. I thought he was going to take off.
Here's Canada's remaining players right now: Nickel Alexander-Walker, R.J. Barrett, Trey Bell Haynes, Cranbirch, Dylan Brooks, Lukens Dort. Yeah, I know about Melvin Ingram, Shea Gildas, M. Fondul, Cabango, Trey Lyles, Jamal Murray, Andrew Nembhard, Kelly Olynyk, Dwight Powell, Phil Scrubs, Thomas Scrub. How could you?
Kelly Olynyk.
Yo, wait a minute. Zach Edey did not make it.
Make what?
For the Canadian team.
Oh, he pulled out. He pulled his name out of consideration. So, and you don't forget about Andrew Wiggins.
Mm-hmm. Canada's got a squad.
Canada's got
got a
Canada's
squad.
got a squad, so that's gonna be direct competition. Let's check out this 3-on-3 teams that coach was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So you got Cannon Berry, Jimmy Fredette, Kareem
Mm-hmm.
Maddox, Dylan Travis, and then Sierra Burdick,
Erica
Erica
Hamby,
Hamby, and
Ryan
Ryan
Howard,
Howard.
and Hallie Van Lith. She was actually with LSU. She just transferred. But the Erica Hamby replaces Cameron Brink, who went down with a ACL. So
Yeah.
um, so the women's I'm more comfortable with. The men, it's all going to be based on Jimmer Fredette. To be honest with you,
Yeah, I don't.
we
I
know
mean,
that.
who are these other cats?
Yeah, these other cats, Canyon
I
Berry,
don't know who these
But
guys
Green.
again,
are.
we don't know who they're going up against either. So
Yeah, that too. Right. So yeah,
that's
I'm not. I can't say I'm as confident in this team as as opposed to the regular squads.
I'm gonna say this for the men's basketball. They better win that gold. These young guys got to be hungry. Ant-Man and all these guys is like show up.
Yeah, man. They want these. Talk about it.
Yeah,
Man,
man.
Cave, man, because
Jason Tatum, like I said, Ant-Man on that team. Halliburton, this is your time to shine now. Steph Curry.
Agree.
These other guys, they don't show their medals already. These are vets, but you guys are the up and coming. So you guys got to really bring it. You know what I'm saying? You got to bring it and let them know like USA basketball is in good hands when they leave.
yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. And you got to think too. The NBA is looking for a face now. These Steph Curry and LeBron James and KD, these guys are on the back end, you know what I'm saying, of their careers. So the NBA is looking for a face, and they want it to be an American. No disrespect to international players, but to be the face of the NBA, U.S. basketball,
Mm-hmm.
a league,
Right.
they would prefer to promote an American player. So this is a good opportunity, like you said, man, K, for one of these guys to step up and show that they ready to take that torch to be the next
They
face
better
of
earn it
face of the league.
because Bron is not going to give it away quietly.
I know.
So
Ant-Man, I'm looking at you, Ant-Man.
Yep, we all looking at Ant-Man.
Yeah, Anthony Edwards is my pick. If I had to pick somebody right now, you know what I mean.
But I will say this, guys. There's one thing though, especially with this coming draft, when you talk about Cooper Flag, Ace Bailey, those guys.
Yeah.
Don't
The
forget
youth,
Homegrown.
Don't
Yeah,
forget the Boozer.
homegrown.
yeah.
The Boozer.
So what I'm saying is, you know what? If they don't take it now, there's going to be some young guys
Those other
who,
guys.
and I'm going to be honest with you. It wouldn't surprise me if Dylan Harper ended up doing it because he's groomed for this. Ron Harper
He's
Sr.
got the
has
pedigree.
groomed
He's
him.
got the pedigree. Yep.
Exactly.
For sure,
so,
man. And Ron Harper was a pretty damn good player himself. You know what I'm saying? Damn sure wasn't no scrub, man. I'm working on some throwback material, man, to kind of go back into the vault, man. My old ass, man. Want to go back to the '90s and look at the old basketball clips and stuff like that, man. But there's a lot of players, man, that kind of flew under the radar, that not a lot of people that didn't get recognition for Hall of Fame and things like that, man, that I watched, man, that I'm going to put some content out there, man. Give some of these players a little bit of love here on Unpopular Opinion Sports, man. Y'all hit that like button, man. But okay, what we got next? Oh yeah, WNBA All-Stars. Let's get into the All-Stars, man. Let's get into the All-Stars. What we got here?
Yeah, boy.
Where's the roster? Oh, here it is. All right. I'm going to show the screen.
I know what everyone's automatically going to be intrigued with first. The "you can't see me" combo.
Yeah, I know.
All right. Yep. So we're going to start with Team WNBA. Now, Coach, tell me how this All-Star situation works for the WNBA.
This one, because of the Olympics, these are players who basically, in a sense, they didn't make the national team, so some of them are just going to be here. It's based on their performance. Yes, Dewana Bonner is a baller with
Mhm.
with Connecticut. Aaliyah Boston, she was last year's Rookie of the Year. She's starting to come into her game. Caitlin Clark, what can we say? I mean, her game is starting to evolve too. Alicia Gray with Atlanta, she's a good player. So De'Erica Hamby is right now she's balling for Los Angeles, man. She's their whole team.
Mhm.
Brianna Jones from Connecticut, she's coming back from injury, so she's always been a good player as a low post player, but she's still quality. Jonquel Jones, if you've been following the Liberty, even
John
when she
Paul
was
Jones,
at
yeah,
Connecticut, she was the
yeah,
MVP. Kayla
she's a beast.
McBride, veteran player, but she's a baller, man. She can defend you and she can hit it from three.
Mhm.
Kelsey Mitchell, yo,
Kelsey
man,
Mitchell's nice. Yeah, I've
yes.
been
I
watching her
mean,
a lot.
I love her
Yeah.
left hand dribble, and then she just scoops it up with the left
Mm-hmm.
hand layup. Erika Ungwale, man. Whew, she if Dallas wasn't playing so poorly, she'd be up there probably for player of the year. I think
Yeah.
she's
Wow.
averaging like 26 point or 24 points a
Second,
game.
right, second in the scoring behind
Yeah.
it.
Mm-hmm.
NECA, I can't say her last freaking
Yeah.
name.
I,
A
But
boomer,
her,
a
I
yeah,
boomer.
got it.
Cheney,
I'm not.
her sister Cheney.
Next,
You
next.
see her on the NBA. NECA, Stanford, #1 overall, helping bring Seattle because Seattle had 11 wins last year, and I think they already have that this year. And then Angel Reese, come on, man, Miss
Mm-hmm.
Double Double. I mean, she what I think she's 14 and 11 in terms of average as a
Yeah,
rookie.
Yeah,
man.
bro.
She already
Yeah.
she already surpassed Candace Parker with the number of double doubles as a rookie. So
Mm-hmm.
these players are legitimate players, and that's why I said you could still take this team and go internationally and compete.
That's
So,
facts.
and we just went
So
over that a little bit earlier in terms of the
yeah,
national
the
team. So
national
One
team.
player in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
women's team like people ain't talk about is Jewel Lloyd. I mean, she to me
yeah,
she's like the Dwayne Wade of the
good
WNBA. The game is
comparison,
like
very
that.
good comparison.
Mm.
Yes,
She from the Chicago area, I guess, out that way, but she nice.
and she's won championships too. She won
Mhm.
it with Brianna Stewart. I think they won what, 3 or 2. I forget what
Yeah,
it was. So
yeah, with
you
Lauren,
know,
yeah. Uh-huh.
but if you look at that right there, to me, when they play each other on the 20th, this might be the closest game. I mean, there's some people who have said that they think the WNBA team will beat the national team because they're hungry.
Really? Oh
Yeah.
wow. Okay. Okay.
So, and to be honest with you, I can see it. I honestly can
Mm.
see it. It's that, fellas, I'm telling you, it's that the talent is that good. It's
Yeah.
that
So
good.
I wanna and shout out to the ladies that made the women's national team and the NBA All Star team. This is gonna be a really interesting event. So that's pretty dope.
Hmm.
Now, Coach, I do want to ask you a question because I see
Hmm.
only two rookies made it. Of course, that's
Hmm.
Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a
Yeah.
big Camilla
Camila
Cardoso
Cardoza.
fan.
Yeah.
Another rookie is playing pretty well now. Give us some other rookies that could have
What's
been
the
in
name from
consideration for this
Cameron Brink? If
standing.
she didn't get hurt, she would have seriously been considered, probably for this team. At least considered. I'm not gonna say she made, but
Okay. And who does she play
yeah,
for?
she plays for the Sparks. She's a #2 overall draft pick.
Okay.
Played for Stanford. If you look at
Mm,
her, very
okay.
skinny, but she has game inside outside. She just has to get stronger. What's her name from the Sparks? #4
Yeah,
pick. Damn, what's her?
Sophia Jackson.
Yeah. She's still developing right now.
Mhm.
So, one who I'm not going to say she would have made it, but it would have been an interesting conversational piece. Is Kate Martin from the Aces? Now,
Mhm.
Mm,
she wasn't expected to be drafted. She went to the WNBA draft to support Caitlin, and she got drafted in the second round by the Aces, which surprised her. And she
Mhm.
made the team, and she's a key contributor for the Aces coming off the bench. She
Yep.
played at Iowa. She's a deep threat. She's feisty. She can play defense. So she's someone who is being considered.
mm,
But right
Mhm.
now, to be honest with you, hands down, it's a two-player race.
mm,
Now unless Camilla, because she was out early with the injury, she just starts to dominate. which
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be hard, especially when Caitlin controls the ball, the
Yeah.
basketball. But yeah, now but her and Angel though I think Angel's at 11 or 12 rebounds, and she's at 10 rebounds a game. I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm.
So she's getting it, but she's only at 8 points a game. So if I'm not,
Yeah.
I believe it's 8 points. So, but again, in the long run, yes, Camila Cardoso is going to be an all-star, and she's going to be a beast of a player. Great
Mm.
height, great intimidation. She can handle her own. Yes, you can get her with quickness, but her recovery and her length is going to make it difficult for any guard or quick player who's trying to get up there. So, and her
Mm.
shot is just going to continue kind of she has decent range, and it's going to grow even more. So,
Mm.
but the hands down, it's Angel and it's Camilla. I mean, not Camilla, it's Caitlin.
Yeah.
And Caitlin is starting to come around. She's including Aaliyah Boston into the offense, and they're starting to become better and mesh. So it's just going to help their offense overall and their continuity. So, and
Mm.
like I said, what's up,
Alex, what's
Alex?
good, man? Says salute from across the ocean, man. Yeah, I
Oh, nigga.
seen you. I said, nah,
Alex.
he's out. I don't know if he's out in like I
Hey,
don't know where. I don't know if he's out in Italy or
he's
somewhere
somewhere.
over there. It looks overseas. I could tell the way the
It could
building
be.
was when he did his video. I know the difference. Yeah, but salute to you, man.
Right.
I hope you're having fun
Respect.
out there, bro. Yeah, man.
Yes,
Can't
sir.
wait to get back, man. Do some
So,
content.
but yeah, that's. I'm trying to think who else. Let me take a look at the WNBA overall rookie
Also,
of the.
what some people don't understand with the WNBA, man. I mean, just like what Coach said about Kate Martin, a second round pick that's made the team, and you know what I'm saying, because usually first round picks sometimes they don't even make the team as a first round
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
to your
Hmm.
spot.
That's
Yeah,
why
but
I just you hear it in my voice. You know how much I love the W, man.
yeah, man. I know you like talking about it, man, and
I'm watching it right
I
now.
know
I'm
you
watching
like
it right now.
covering it. So
Yeah. So here's the
I'm a
tracker.
fan. I'm still
Okay. Here, who am
learning the league though.
I? All right, so you got Caitlin, Angel, Cameron, like I said, who's out for the year. Yeah, Angel. Some are saying Angel's the early front runner. So then you got Caitlin, um, Cardoso's there. Her game is starting. Rikia Jackson, which we just talked about. So
Leah,
pretty much that's it. Yeah, and I'm looking on ESPN, so they're going to be pretty accurate for the most part. So Rikia's, her game is still developing, and she's getting comfortable in the league, but she has very good talent. So, but oh yeah, it's on Ion. That's right. You're right.
that's what I'm watching it on right now.
Ion.
But yeah, you got Leah Edwards with the Mystics. You know what I'm saying? She's a rookie too. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so she,
I forgot about her. Yeah.
yeah,
Um. So yeah, they're
All
playing.
right, now let me get to my get to our last topic here, man. And it is about college football. I mean college basketball. So
You okay?
um
Okay.
yeah, coach was about to just light up. He was like, "Oh yeah, let's get into it."
I like
Ready
college
for some
basketball
football?
too.
Yeah, but nah, most definitely, man. I know you do. So, but I want now this. I seen a clip, and I knew this because I'm a Carolina fan, UNC Carolina fan of what Armando
they
Baycott
got
made
Mm-hmm.
at
Mm-hmm.
UNC during his college career. Of course, Baycott, I think he played 5 years at UNC actually, and
mm-hmm.
he,
He's a super senior. Yeah.
he's a marginal player, you know what I'm saying? But not NBA worth. But he made over $2.5 million or over $2 million.
Mm-hmm.
And so I want to ask the question to the panel and to the chat: would kids benefit from staying in college now,
Yes.
as opposed to jumping
Yes.
to the NBA?
Unless you're that high up in, if your projections are, if you're in the top of the draft, but if you're mid or somewhere like that, no, you're better off staying. getting the money right now, getting a free education. I talked about that previously on one of my shows where, with parents, now's a great time to get your kids into some type of athletic program. I don't care what it is, whether it's baseball, or it's soccer, basketball. With NIL, the opportunities are there financially. Number one, you're going to walk away with a college education, no debt, a free education. Sometimes you can walk out of there with a master's program. So you're going to have your BA as well as a master's. And if you're good enough within the time frame, if you can get a PhD, that makes it even more beneficial in the long run economically. But let's just talk about the NIL. Like you said, some of these top schools are going to help you get. And now with the Big Ten, with the Big Ten and the SEC, the way they are separating themselves, that NIL money is going to grow because, in the ACC right now, they're around $42-43 million on the top end of some of the teams. But, look, I'm a Rutgers fan, but let me be real. When Rutgers is being able to make more money than the FSU or Clemson in terms of getting money back, and you can get $75-80 million, that's telling you what's going on with the conferences, and it's about the TV markets for the Big Ten. If you can bring in good TV markets, it's only going to increase the money. Or if some schools do like in the ACC, which Stanford is now starting to find out, in SMU, where they're going to come in and take a lesser share, take 30%, or at like SMU, who says they're taking nothing for the first 10 years.
What?
Yeah, SMU said because they're in the AAC, but they have the deep pockets though, in terms of the boosters. They have the boosters.
Yeah,
they can afford it.
SMU
got that
we
money.
know about SMU.
Yeah.
We know about
You
them
saw
back
that
in the
program.
day.
Yeah. So, but the
You know how
point
they
being
get
is,
down.
The Pony Express.
in terms of what you were saying, in terms of NIL, the opportunity is there to grow. I'm looking at Rutgers right now, just in football alone. They got the number 11 recruiting class right now. They just got another 4-star kid today to commit.
I know
NIL is also
basketball class
included,
was
and then the
stupid.
basketball, exactly. You got one of the top 3 basketball programs in terms of recruits right now. So, and as long as Ace Bailey and Dylan Harper play well and go on, you still have
As long as they don't shit
Lathan
the
and
bed,
Dortch.
they're gonna be
What I'm
nice.
saying is the other kids now, and then you have
Oh,
other
yeah.
5-stars who are now considering Rutgers.
Right, it's a trickle down effect because they seeing the big names go there, so
and
now
that's
they're like,
gonna-
"Oh, cool, I want to go there too." You know what I'm saying?
But it's also going to allow other NIL opportunities. See, most people don't realize Rutgers has a big base in terms of graduates. And a lot of them work right there in New York. And there's some I follow a lot who are out on the West Coast. They just don't want to contribute because Rutgers hasn't always been good. But when Rutgers is good, they will dish out the money. And that's the thing. So, and just like you said about what's his name with North Carolina, he's walking away with 2 point whatever,
$2
and then he can go
million,
over.
$2
He can
million.
go overseas. He can go overseas internationally and probably make $10-50 million internationally.
Basketball, yeah, and you already got your pockets fat.
Exactly, and that's the whole
like
thing.
He said, he's just a kid from Richmond. So when you coming from the inner city like that, and you can go to college and make bank.
Right.
And still have a chance to be a professional basketball player, bro, that's dope.
But here's the other thing, because this is the one thing a lot of kids are saying
but not
about
every kid gonna get that opportunity either.
No, but see, that's the thing. This is the one thing too that Coach Yano and Coach Pike will do with the recruits. They talk about life after sports, and they talk about the benefits of having a college education, that degree. So, and that's the thing that's very important to certain kids, like you said, coming from the inner city, and if you have good parents who just couldn't get you in, they're going to want that for your child because you walking away debt free, because college now is expensive, bro. Some kids are walking away with $400,000 in debt. When I heard that, I'm like, what, 400,000? So, these
knock nobody trying to go to college, but again, you have to weigh your options. You gotta consider what's best for you and your family. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
say
That's
this.
That's what's
that's
important.
why that's why I stress getting kids into some type of program. If it's soccer, fine. Soccer is a big thing. You can make money, but think about what I'm saying. You're getting a college education, for the most part, free. You're walking out, unless you go D2, then it's a partial. There's other schools that give you partial, but still, you're not walking away like a regular kid who's walking away with, student loans that you got to pay
Yeah.
back. And, so this is the thing. That's why I can't stress enough. Plus, it gets your kids away from, let's be real, a lot of kids are in the house on the computer playing games. They don't have certain social skills. They can't understand how to life is competitive. Like I talked to you about, I'm a competitor. Well, that's also business too.
Yeah.
Business is competition. Going to school is competition. This teaches you all of this and helps you in the long run. So that's why, to me, it could be an old man rant, but you know what? It does so much more for the kids. Now, I'm not saying everybody has to go to college to get an education. I get it.
Right.
Not
Right.
everyone is meant for being in college.
Mm.
But what I'm saying is the opportunities in sports opens up so much more. It also gives you networking opportunity, because that's the thing that you're talking about with what's his name with North Carolina. He
Yeah.
also has great networking opportunities that
Yeah.
when his day is done, he
Mm.
has all these alumni that he can sit down and, what type of career you want to do, what do you want to go in business, whatever it is you choose. So needs to form a
Yeah.
union because the youngsters aren't developing properly with all. Do we need
You
a
just
union, or do we need to have financial literacy
yeah,
programs that
right.
teach them?
Exactly, coach. You just have to, and I spoke about this too on Heart of the City Tuesday. Like,
Mm-hmm.
the kids got to know what to do with this money. They getting
Right.
all
Mm-hmm.
this bread. They got to know what to do with this money, and it's up to, you know, the schools, the programs. You know what I'm saying, to help them, like Coach said, with the financial literacy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
that has to be important. Okay, look, we're gonna give you this money. We're gonna give you the NIL deal or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm for this because I do feel like that kids have been taken advantage of by college sports for a very long time. So, Lou, what's good with you, brother? Appreciate you.
Mm-hmm.
But again, you got to understand that you need to know what to do with this money, and you giving
Mm-hmm.
this type of money to young, very young kids, and if you just give them the money and just let them go with no direction, then yeah, what Tommy's speaking about is very true.
It's very
That's
true. Yes. Yes.
but it you don't need a union for that. You just
Mm.
need you need to teach people. That's what we need to do. We need to be better teachers as parents, as adults. We need to be better. As schools. We need to be better at teaching young people how to manage money and how to be successful from a business standpoint, as opposed to just going out
Basic.
there working up under somebody all the time.
There you
And
go.
and the nil deal, like I said, it has changed the landscape of
Yes,
sports
it has.
forever because you got kids in high school now being on a nil deal. You got kids from high school on a nil deal, getting into college. You know what I'm saying? And you look at Nick Saban. That's why some of these coaches have left, because I mean it's out of hand now. It's like it's leveled the playing field because these other colleges had all the advantages and things like that. Now the nil deal has leveled the playing field. Kids could go anywhere,
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like this. So they don't have to be at like 3 or 4 schools and stuff like that. They still gonna get paid. And like I said, hey, if a lot of these kids are not gonna go pro, they're not gonna get so. I mean, staying in college and getting paid, yeah, stay in college and get paid. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Exactly. And again, your initial question was, should they stay? Yeah, most of them should stay, because what's the percentages that make it to the pros? All right, very,
Right.
very minimal.
Slim.
So yes, and the smart kids know this. They know this, and let's be real, ladies and gentlemen, too. Sometimes, you know what, you have the little back end of the roster players who end up being the CEOs and the big ballers,
It's
and
Right.
make That's where you really make your money. You
Cause
know, now
they
you
the ones
become
that stayed in
billionaires.
school and learned the
Mm-hmm.
business side of shit. I see what you're saying, and
Exactly.
it do be those players, those role. We just seen JJ Redick get
Mm-hmm.
a head coaching job. You know what I'm saying? It do be the role players, Steve Kerr. You know what I'm saying? It do be the role players that always get the head coaching jobs, or that's always more in tune with the business side or with the coaching side of the sport. You
Exactly.
know what I'm saying? Because they can't, because they're, I guess, because if your talent ain't as good as you want it to be, what's the next best thing you could do? Be a fucking damn good head coach or a damn
Coach,
good GM or
general
something.
manager, or build your career up to the point where you can economically you can buy the team. So
Mm-hmm.
and that's the thing. I mean, you know, one of the best commissioners in terms of pro sports. You know, yes, I'm going to shout him out. God rest his soul. David Stern went to
Yeah,
Rutgers. He's a graduate of
absolutely,
Rutgers. You know, but
absolutely.
he came in and he saw the marketing ability. You know, with Bird, with Magic,
Stern
with
made the NBA what it is
what it
today
is
with the
today.
with the with the marketing
Marketing. Hmm.
internationally. Like he took the
Exactly.
NBA to another level. Even the NFL can't touch the NBA globally, bro. I be trying to tell people this.
But see, the reason why I said that is because he went to school and he got a college degree.
A
You
lawyer.
know, he was a lawyer, exactly, a lawyer. He understood his role, and that's what you have to do. You know, whether you're in when you're in college, yeah, you use college to find yourself. Sometimes, you know, you go through your first couple of years taking so many different courses to see where you want to fit in. If it's
Mm-hmm.
not business, it's communication. If it's arts, whatever the case may be. But that's where I say kids going to college. Heck, if it's just going to party, all right, bro, go to party, have a good time, whatever. You know, but if as long as you develop certain networking, because I always joke, I'm like, yo, a lot of my old teammates, they see me and they say, damn, Gladden, you got fat. And but we have that bond, we have that association where they can come, because most people will not come up to me and say that. They,
Yeah.
oh, you look nice, and being politically correct, where
What I
I'm
was
like,
telling you though the other day, coach, it's not
mm-hmm.
about words, it's about the intention.
Attention,
You
exactly.
know what I'm
Your
saying?
presentation is more important. I worked in a call center. Being in the call center, people don't see your foot, your face, but it's your tone, your mannerism, your inflection, and how you use certain words.
Mm-hmm.
So, and yes, that's correct. So college, if it's for you, use it for what it is. And if you can get paid, bro, go, ladies, go
Get
get paid.
Go get paid.
Let's be real.
I mean, look at Shador. Shador Sanders make like $3 or $4 million a year. Nil deal,
Yo,
$3 or $4 million
bro.
a year.
Yeah.
And he got what,
I'm
Mercedes
saying this
Benz.
kid's getting
He's
paid,
getting
bro. I'm
Reebok.
telling you,
Reebok.
they
He's getting
getting
Reebok.
paid. Ain't no ain't none of that in the Sanders house, bro.
No,
Like yeah, they
mm,
getting paid over there.
He
Ain't
said
nobody hurting.
but that's the
That's
point, and that's the thing with college with some kids.
crazy.
Yes, go, like we were talking about Rutgers with Ace Bailey and Ron Harper Jr. But what do I always
Mm-hmm.
talk about? I talk about Lathan Somerville, the other guy, Bryce Dortch. These are other guys who are probably going to be there a couple of years, but they're also building their NIL pockets right now.
Exactly.
And then
Exactly.
if they develop their game and they can get to the league or go internationally and play, great. But when they leave, they're going to have no debt, and they're going to have a couple mil, just like your boy from what you call it, you know, a
Bake up.
player who left Rutgers
Carolina.
to go play
Yeah.
for UConn to win a national championship and just got signed. But his
Mm-hmm.
NIL, he talked about it. The NIL, when he left a mid major to Rutgers, it stepped up, and then went to UConn and win a national championship. It stepped up even more, which opened a door for him to at least get into the NBA. And now he has an opportunity, because coming out of I think he was at UMC, Maryland, Baltimore, Maryland, whatever that school is.
UMBC. UMBC.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he was down there, and then he was a good player, but now he went to Rutgers, made a name for himself, and then won a national championship with UConn. That's what you use college for. And he walks away with a college degree. He actually has a master's now. So it's like, okay, there you go. And that's
That's
the
what's up.
thing, where now young parents, your kids come out, get them into something. If it's flag football, if it's soccer, if it's t-ball, if it's just my youngest daughter, she wanted to do girls on the run, which is, a little bit of track and a little bit of cross country. But I was like, go ahead, baby, go do it. And there you go. The point being is you get them out there and you let them go. So, and that goes to what NYG is talking about for the future, man. It just teaches them a whole lot more. So
let me say this too about the transfer portal. Back in the day, the transfer portal was just like, yeah, I'm going to sit out a year and also, but the transfer portal is the number one making thing. When these kids are in the transfer portal, they're not in there for a reason. They're in there for one reason, to get paid. It's not just switching schools, because these kids that are leaving, they're not just bench warmers. They're starters. They've been playing the whole season. They just jumping and going to another school. That's because they're getting paid like $1 million, $2 million to jump from this school to that school. So when you see them guys in the transfer portal, they making money, bro.
Exactly.
Absolutely, man. But yeah, we're gonna wrap it up, fellas. Good show today. Good show. Good conversations, man. I love this, man. This is dope. This is a really good, dope show, man. And y'all hit that like button, man. Y'all share this out, man. Y'all subscribe. Help get this podcast out here. We talking all basketball. As you can see, we touch from America to the international, from the college to the pros, from the men to the women. We touching all basketball topics, man. This is a podcast for basketball fans all around the world, and that's what we trying to do here, man. So y'all share this out, man, and like the show, and subscribe to not only my channel Unpopular Opinion Sports, but S God, the Man Cave podcast, and Coach Ed Gladney's Amazing World of Sports, doing dope content, man. Those are my brothers, man. We do a lot of collabs together, but those brothers are also doing their own things, man, as well. So appreciate y'all, man. Any last words, man, before we leave, fellas, man? Go, Coach, start with you, then we go to Cave, and then we're going to get up out of here. Kev, salute. Appreciate you, bro.
I think I covered a lot today, so, just, great show. Thank you for having me on, bro. Really appreciate it. Keep doing your thing. Proud of what you're bringing to the community. We talk off, camera, so you know how I feel about you. So
yes, sir.
Here we go again, man. Oh,
I'm not letting him on. He gonna stay back there in the gulag because he do this shit every goddamn time.
Ooh.
Fucking Lou, man.
On the Blacktop.
Nah, that's my bro. You know what it is, man. What's good?
We know.
Y'all only been on for an hour. I had to feed the kids.
It's only an hour show. This is a solid hour. I'm not doing 3 hours on this joint.
Yeah.
Nah, bro. We do enough as it is with the Big Blue crew. Yo. But yo, what's good, man? Any thoughts, man?
I heard the financial literacy conversation.
I knew you were trying to get in on that.
I'm all for that. Because that's one of
Go ahead, talk your shit real quick.
the biggest things that we lack as a community for wealth building. We as a people tend to at 18 force our kids out the door, and I think that we need to get out of that habit and start charging our children $200 a month for rent. Don't utilize it for yourself. Put it into a savings or something while they're off in college or whatever, and when they come back, right now, them 4 years or 2 years of $200 a month is a good chunk for them to go and put a down payment on a house or whatever and start their future. Go invest into whatever, but it gives them a solid foundation. And if you start early, teaching them how to use their money, how to invest, how to save and things of that nature, then, it'll go a long way in the future. And because of bad financial advice that no longer is applicable, we need to start teaching the younger generation how to manage money, because a lot of the old ways, go invest in a 401k, work, save till you're 65 and all that doesn't apply for this generation because things are different. You don't have pensions no more. You don't have companies giving pensions. They're not matching dollar for dollar on 401ks like they used to do. And so the things that the old timers would tell us to go do don't apply now. That would be very bad advice for the generation moving forward. So, I think financial literacy is something that everybody should get a hold of and start learning and apply to their lives. But yeah, I definitely agree with all of that.
Yeah, because they see more
Absolutely,
money. They
bro.
see more money now than their parents ever seen. Like I said, man, it's like this, or
Mhm.
man, they ever seen is like you got to be very savvy with your money, and what you got to spend it on, what you want to do with it, invest, what you have to do to build financial wealth. You know what I'm saying? But generational wealth. You know what I'm saying? Because if not, you're gonna blow it, and when you blow it, it's gone.
Assets over liabilities.
Right.
Going to
Mhm.
buy a car because of the name on it is dumb as hell. Because the minute you drive it off the lot, it depreciates. You just lost money.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like going to
Yep.
buy a thick ass necklace to stunt for the homies. For what?
Mhm.
Like
For
you know
what?
what I'm saying?
Hey man, just buy a forever home. Go buy yourself a house. Buy a forever home. Be done with the mortgage. No more
Don't
mortgage
buy a
payments.
house, buy land.
Buy
Land,
land.
yeah,
Yes.
land. You right. Custom built your
Buy
house.
land.
Yeah.
The
And
land. The
You could
don't
land.
put
buy a
anything
house
you
to live
want to on your land.
Right.
Anything. It's your land. You could put a
Yeah.
shack on there or you could put a mansion.
Mm-hmm.
You,
You know
you
what I'm
can
saying?
also build. You can also build a parking lot and charge companies or
Facts. A hotel,
entities.
apartment
Exactly.
complex.
So and
a lot of
that's. Go ahead, Lou. I'm sorry.
a lot of people don't understand what business McDonald's is in really.
Right. They got a lot of real
McDonald's
estate.
is not in the food business.
They in real.
McDonald's is a real estate company.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's what's valuable.
Well,
You
real
know,
estate has
Land,
always been
property.
valuable. The property, land has always been more popular,
always
important.
appreciates.
But our
Exactly.
kids
So,
don't understand. Like Lou was saying, kids don't understand that. They're looking for the more material stuff. You know what I'm saying? The hats, the clothing, the jewelry,
Mm-hmm.
the cars, don't buy a car, buy a truck, cause you can do something with a truck.
It's an
That's what
asset.
that's. You see what I'm saying? You can make money with a truck.
Right.
hmm
Just like I tell young people that just start working and stuff when they first start working at a clothing store, Walmart, shoe store, fast food, whatever the case may be, the things that you like to spend money on, what are they? Right? The top 5 things that you like to spend money on is what I tell young people. So if it's Nikes, if it's Timberlands, whatever it is that you like to spend your money on, go buy stock in that.
Mm-hmm.
That way, when you do go purchase those items for yourself, you're paying yourself.
hmm
Facts.
You see what I'm saying? Like there's things that we haven't learned that we need to learn. I'm upset that I learned it as late as I did. So
Yeah.
now I'm trying
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
Right.
master it and pass it on to my kids so that they
That's
can
all we
apply
could
it.
do, bro. We could just pass it on to our kids and you know what I'm saying, teach them the way. And that's what I was saying earlier. We need to be more teachers instead of what I'm saying, just telling people, hey, telling your kids, hey, just do it, do it, just make it happen. We need to be more teachers. You know what I'm saying? People
well, part
saying,
of
oh, we need a union or we need this, we need that. No, we need to teach our goddamn kids
Each
Right.
one
how
teach
to
one.
well,
how to get through this, how to
here's the
make money,
thing.
how to
Here's
make
the
a
All
thing.
business, how to.
righteous teachers. Each one
In
teach one.
teach. And
Yeah, I
here's one
remember
thing
that.
in terms of teaching, and I learned this in my teaching program when I was studying as a sub. It's and Pat is a big one about this. He said teach people why, because when you people understand why something is, they're more receptive and
Yes.
they're more eager to learn because they understand the fun what my teacher always said, the basic fundamental principles. He said because that's a basic fundamental principle with most people is they want to understand why, because people are not stupid. They have intelligence, but if you just, as my kids say, lecture without giving a reason why, they're just gonna Charlie Brown you with the teacher, whereas want.
Right.
So
Well,
you
I
know,
agree. Another way that people say that is talk to me, don't talk at
talk
me.
at me
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, I get it. Man, I think, man, everything that we talking about is gonna be something that we gonna have to carry the flag for. Because there's not a lot of people on YouTube having these discussions. There's not a lot of people who have made it that are reaching back and doing this for people. So I think us having these conversations over the airwaves on YouTube for people to come back and look at and see is going to be just the starting point. And as we grow and as we get bigger, it's going to be something that we're going to help and
Coming
teach
into
people.
my world, Lou. You're coming into my world. That's what I do every Saturday at 2 o'clock, right? NYG, don't I do that?
Yeah.
So,
Mm-hmm.
You know, but no, we talk life.
We're gonna talk. We're gonna talk after the stream.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up though, pause. And yeah,
You
got
better
the,
wrap it up. You're too
you
old. to
got
hit
the,
reset
you got
button.
the, you got the,
I
you
ain't too
got the
damn old for
man.
another one.
I
Give
got
me
the
another
man
one,
in
damn it.
the.
Give me another one, damn it. Is she fine? Is she fine? God damn it, yeah. I'm gonna be like, what's his name? Bang, 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 bang.
Oh
Nah,
yeah,
stop.
pod.
Let
Bang,
me
bang,
stop.
bang, bang, bang.
Let me stop. I'm joking, y'all. I'm joking.
Yeah,
I'm
man,
joking.
but definitely appreciate each and every one of y'all for tapping in. Like I said, go sub to G Nation Inside Sports. Go sub to the Man Cave
Big fight
podcast.
tomorrow.
Big fight, man. Always led to the face. You know.
Shakur Stevenson and Artem Haratunyan.
I gotta ask
Okay.
you something, Lou. I gotta ask you something off camera about the dude who got banned. I wanna know
Okay.
something.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh, he's
okay.
just fucking scumbag.
But yeah, definitely sub to Coach Ed Gladney's Amazing World of Sports. We are a collaborate. We are the Big Blue Crew Sports Network, man. Definitely appreciate each and every one of y'all for coming through. Got Tommy, Kev, Alex, Tudo, Keith, Kurum. Who else we got?
Still.
Raphael, El Capitan. Appreciate you, brother. And Gideon. So definitely appreciate all of y'all for tapping in, man. And we are up out of here. You know what it is, man. Big Blue Crew, we out. Peace.